So you know I'm going through Star Fox right now. You know I'm doing Star Fox. And you know it's based on Star Fox 64. So what I'm going to do, after talking about it and not doing nearly enough, is run a tier list for the worlds. And we got to have some good music to go along with it. So what I'm going to do is go find a playlist of the Star Fox 64 music. I'm preferring that over the Star Fox music itself. And I think it'll be all right. So, I want to go by the actual planet orders here. And I wonder why the pointer isn't. There it is. So, I know the order of the worlds. And I'm sure of which is what. Aquos, Area 6, Bulls, Corneria. Which one's this? Ficina, probably. Yeah, that's probably Ficina. Then, which one is this? Thinking. That's probably, not that. Let me think, because that's surely Ficina right there. And then what world is that? I'm forgetting my alphabet and placement, so if I put the planets where they belong, I'll have ideas. Because there's Medio, so that's Macbeth. Then what's here between Ficina and Macbeth? What was it? No, it wasn't that. Katina. That's Katina right there. Then we have Macbeth, Medio, Sectors X, Y, and Z, Solar, Titania, Venom, and Zonas. So let's start with Corneria. Corneria's beautiful looking, got some cities there that feel modern, and the water's gotten to look better and better, and I've enjoyed the bright blue skies. I appreciate how smoky the city looks in Star Fox on the Switch 2. Feels bad about it, but it makes sense. But eventually we get back to the blue skies, and the waterfalls are nice. This can be no less than S tier. No less whatsoever. Next, we have two choices. Medio or Sector Y. And, I want to hope and think there are no ads to worry about. Probably not. So, let's go Medio first, because it's easy. I do like the spacey feel of it. And it's the only place... Well, no, it's the only place its music would play as well. But there are a number of places with unique music as it is. But I probably don't care because it's easy. But I think I'm going to give it a little better than I was thinking at first because of its warp zone. I can't tell you how much fun that warp zone is, especially when you're going normal and not expert. That last round of asteroids has all kinds of items, and it can blow up so many with the bombs, and it's just fun to look at. The music is amazing as well. It's the same in Sector X warp zone, but still. I'm gonna put Medio under A for that. Then the other Stage 2, Sector Y. It is a better to me looking spacey place. Feels bad that the Cornerian fleet is under bad attack, but the wreckage juxtaposed against the Venom army, Andross's army, and fighting against all those starships and then the big gunships and the mechs, that definitely makes for exciting battles there. I very much enjoy that, but I do gotta say something. You will not be going to Aquos unless you go to Sector Y and get at least 100 hits. You get a lot of hits in Medio through the warp zone, but you're not going to Aquos that way. That ain't happening. But I gotta put Sector Y in S tier. I just do. It's what makes sense. Here's the Medio music. Then we got 3 stage 3s. The icy planet of Ficina, which back in the N64 was called Fortuna by mistake. So, the icy planet Ficina then. There's not much going for it. It is an easy place to get a medal, I believe. It's the first place to fight Starwolf. I do like the snowy look of it, but there's really not much for it. I'm probably gonna put it in C tier for now. I'm flaking between B and C, but I can't be sure. This is good music that you hear in Sector Y and Solar. Then the third planet you can go to is Katina. Big battle against Androssian army and Sorcerer. It sure looks way better in Star Fox. But it is hard to tell the good guys from the bad. I'm just glad in my first run in Star Fox on Switch 2, I've been able to defeat Sorcerer without taking out any of Bill's fleet. So we had a whole different thing said. I wonder if I'll do that again for Expert Mode, but I'm not 100%. The main thing is getting the hits. I get the hits, then I would go for the core. But, yeah, that does feel like a better all-range mode world. So I'm probably going to put it in the S tier with that in mind as an all-range mode world. So I'll probably put it in S tier. Then we have Aquas. You gotta be a little good at the game to be able to get there. So fly under the arches in Corneria, take down 100 enemies, or get 100 points rather, in Sector Y, and you're there. It's the only place in the game where you can pilot the Blue Marine submersible. And it certainly feels slow on the N64, but I think it probably makes sense. Stuff under a fluid definitely moves slower as it is. There are some nice looking architecture under Aquas. There's Katina's music right there. Maybe I'll make it middle of the road. It's the only place like it. While I could take it or leave it, I feel like it deserves a little bit of credit. Then we move on to stage 4. First, Sector Y. I do appreciate how it looks in Star Fox 2026. It always has been a cool place, wrecked by the spy board. But so much wreckage there that I can't decide whether I'm a bigger fan of the right side or the left side. Maybe they both got their own merits, because I do like the hits over on the right side. Left side does lead to the warp, which would be a main reason to go over there as it is. But in Star Fox 2026 and Star Fox 64 for that matter, you warp, you have no chance of going to Titania. At least in 64 in 3D. If you go the right side and Slippy doesn't get it swatted, you can go to Titania if you so choose. But you have to let the worst happen in 2026 to get there. Plenty of enemies out front as well. Maybe I'd put it in the A tier. I think it's deserving of A. Then we have Solar. It is dangerous to be there. That knocks off points to me, and I just feel so bad about it. But the music there is good. The concept is certainly different. But But it just feels so bad to be constantly taking damage and having to shoot rocks in order to get supply rings. I feel bad about that. I think I don't want to put it in C, though. I think I want to put it in B. So there's fire and ice, and then fire and water right there. So that's all right. Then we have one more stage 4. And the only way you're going to get there is through Aquas, through 100 hits or 100 points to Sector Y, through flying under arches in Corneria. That would be Zonus. But speaking of Aqua, here's the music here. Now, Zonus definitely feels bad being so polluted, but it's nice to fly above that ocean. And I do appreciate the stuff that's put there, and then having to deal with Androssian vehicles and tankers and whatnot. Of course, it is a concern to have to shoot down searchlights, but it's not a bad problem. It's an easy enough thing to do. But I'm glad there's a break between searchlight bouts that take down a whole lot of enemies as well. You're gonna get a good fight as you fly through the place. Probably don't enough care for having to use so many bombs against the, I forget the name of the boss there. I'm sure we'll see when we go to Zonus later tonight. But it is a great world to be. I'm gonna put it in S tier. So we've gone through the first 4 stages. Now we go into the stage 5s. And the easy part of that is Titania. I gotta say, I'm really not fond of Titania just because of the danger and all. Maybe I've got a little more appreciation, because at least in Star Fox 64 and Star Fox 64 3D, you have the choice to go there from Sector X if you beat Spyborg before Slippy gets swatted. At least those games you have a choice. But it's probably not all bad to go through there. I just don't like the circumstances. It's probably not all that bad, so I think I'll not put it in the D tier. I'll put it in the C tier instead. Man, we got one of my absolute favorite worlds in Macbeth right here. My favorite Landmaster time, of which there are only 2 as it is Macbeth and the battle against the Forever Train. That's always been a fun time to me when it came to piloting Landmaster. And unlike Titania, Slippy's there to observe for the fun as well. We go there from Aquas, then Cat will help us out with enemies in the air, which I don't necessarily want because I want to get points. But hands down to me, Macbeth is just one of the best worlds out there. And I like how it all looks as we go across the place and fight the train. And then the best explosion within Star Fox 64 and 3D. That explosion unfortunately got subdued to be a little more realistic looking in Star Fox 2026. But I like the spherical explosions. They were cartoony and they really exemplified how explosive it was to send a train into the fuel bunker. But regardless, it's still S tier and I won't hear anything else. And the last of the stage 5s is Sector Z, which really doesn't do much for me at all, honestly. I don't care how it looks and feels in that part of space. And unfortunately, it can be too possible for the Allies to shoot down missiles when you're trying to get the medal. So I may have found my D world. I really do not care for Sector Z. I just can't. I can't. Then we go into Area 6, but this Zonus music is very beautiful to me. I think it's beautiful even if the circumstances of the planet are not. I feel real bad about the planet. but it definitely is a great world and great music. Now we go to the stage 6s. The easy side is Pulse. I've come to like a little better how it looks in Star Fox 2026, but I still appreciate how it can look more, not hazy, but nightimey or pitch blacky on the satellite in the past 2 versions I keep talking about. And then it can be chaotic if you haven't fought Star Wolf and then they show up. But I don't think it's enough for me. I think B tier is more of where it belongs to me. But Area 6. Oh, Area 6. If you want chaos before you get the Venom, there it is right there. Quite frankly, here's the Landmaster theme. Quite frankly, Venom 1 and Area 6 may as well be kin in the sense that before you have the big bad to fight, although there's Star Wolf 2 in Venom 2 as it is, there's just so many ships coming at you in Area 6 and Venom 1 that you can't help but feel like this is a desperate attack and you're getting closer and closer to the end. If anything, Venom 2 is a little bit of a breather before you get into the bads of the Venom 2. But Area 6 has always been fun to me. And then you can destroy some gunships as well. So it just gets real exciting. S tier is the only place it can be. Now I see Venom here, but it ain't separated by 1 and 2 as it is. So I'll talk about the both of them. You got all that exciting shooting, all that exciting fighting in Venom 1, then the different paths to take. Then you have the temple. I ain't got no real issue with it whatsoever. But then in Venom 2, one final fight with Star Wolf. You could always fight them in Ficina. Then you can go from Macbeth or from the Sector X warp to Sector Z. And then go to Area 6 and fight them again. You really can manage to fight the Star Wolf team twice. But either way, you go deal with some form of Andross. But only in Venom 2 with a true Andross do you feel real finality in it all. And when you do bring down the brain, then it gets even more emotional. More so in 2026. But you'll know it's all worth it because, at least for the time it seems, Andross would be down and out, done and dusted, just plain dead. I could not put Venom in any less than tier S. There's no, or S tier. There's no way I could. With it all done, I will, in fact, review where all the planets are for Star Fox. D tier, Sector Z. It's just not fun. Sector C, Ficina and Titania. They're not enough, but I don't feel like they deserve to be bottom of the barrel. B tier, Aquos, Solar, Pulse. They got some unique things to them, or they're not nearly as bad, but I don't think C tier would be fair for them. A tier, Meteo, Sector X. They're short of Star Fox Nirvana, but they are fun to play through for one reason or another. Or there's something that sets them apart from the B tiers. Man, it's a funny coincidence, though, that they're both the worlds that you can warp through as well. That is a funny coincidence. And then S tier, Corneria, Sector Y, Sonus. No, Katina, Sonus, Macbeth, Area 6, and Venom. You're hearing the Area 6 music here. They are just repeatedly fun to play through. or they're exciting, and it's hard to imagine a playthrough without them. But you have to decide if you're going to do Katina in Stage 3, or if you're going to do Aquas to get to Katina in Stage 4. Because otherwise, you could go through this whole route here. The interchangeable things would just be Katina and Sonus. You can definitely go through here, you can go through here, you can go through here, you can go through here, and you can go through there. It's just too good. I am glad to have finally made a tier list out of those worlds, though. It was, in fact, fun to do. And if you're watching on YouTube, like I hope I put this on, tell me where I'm wrong, or where you agree, or how you put things, because I would love to know. And hopefully you've been seeing me stream on Twitch, because I've definitely been streaming Star Fox 2026 on Twitch. But what if there's something else here that's worth your watch? I think I'll leave it up to the algorithm to suggest what it thinks you would want to see from what I got. So take a look at that here.